Imagine walking into a hallway and finding not one, not 10, but 3,000 toy machines stacked wall to wall, glowing like a jackpot. You put in a coin, twist a knob, and out rolls a plastic ball with a tiny treasure inside. Welcome to one of Japan's most delightful obsessions. They're called gachapon, and the name comes from the sound. Gacha is the crank of the handle. Pon is the capsule dropping into the tray. Say it out loud, and you've basically already played. Inside each capsule is a miniature toy, usually 2 to 4 inches tall. And here's the twist that makes grown adults lose their minds. You never get to choose which one you get. You drop in your coins, you crank, and fate decides. Maybe you get the toy you wanted. Maybe you get a duplicate. Maybe you get the rare secret one that only shows up once in 100 tries. That little gamble is the whole magic. It's the same thrill as opening a surprise gift, except it costs about the price of a coffee, and you can do it again immediately. And Japan does not do this halfway. There are entire stores that are nothing but gachapon machines, floor to ceiling, aisle after aisle, thousands of them humming together in the same building. One shop in Tokyo packs in over 3,000 machines under a single roof. People wander the rows for hours, cranking handles, hunting for that one specific tiny thing they simply must have. Now, you might picture cheap little junk. Forget that. The detail on these toys is genuinely jaw-dropping. We're talking miniature sofas with real fabric texture, tiny office chairs that actually recline, rice cookers that open. There are cats wearing tiny hats, cats squished into glasses, cats stuck halfway into slices of bread, sushi with faces, frogs doing yoga, dogs riding tiny motorcycles. The creativity is completely unhinged in the best possible way. Some are so realistic it's absurd. There are capsule toys of perfectly detailed plates of food, working miniature vending machines, and even tiny toilets that make flushing sounds. Yes, really. And the people buying them aren't just kids. A huge share of gachapon fans are adults, office workers, students, tourists, grandmothers, all delighted by the same little burst of surprise and joy. If tiny wonders and genius little systems like this make you smile, do the tiny thing that helps us most. Hit subscribe. We drop a new delightful Japan story every single day. So how did this all start? The capsule machine idea actually came from America in the mid-1900s, selling gum and cheap trinkets. But when it reached Japan, something special happened. A company brought the machines over in the 1960s, and Japanese toy makers took the concept and ran with it. They made the toys better, cuter, and wildly more collectible than anyone imagined. Instead of throwaway junk, they treated each capsule toy like a real product, sculpted, painted, and released in themed sets you'd want to complete. Suddenly, it wasn't gambling for gum. It was collecting tiny art. And collecting is exactly what people do. Fans line up whole shelves of these little figures, arranged like miniature museums. Completing a full set of 6 or 8 designs becomes a personal quest. Because you can't choose what you get, duplicates are guaranteed. So a whole friendly trading culture grew up around it. People swap their doubles, hunt for each other's missing pieces, and bond over the chase. The money involved is honestly staggering. Gachapon in Japan pulls in hundreds of billions of yen every single year. That's billions of dollars, one twist of a handle at a time. The machines are everywhere. Train stations, shopping malls, restaurants, rest stops. Airports even fill entire walls with them, so travelers can dump their leftover coins into toys before flying home. It's secretly genius. Leftover change is usually useless and annoying. Japan turned it into a joyful little souvenir machine right at the gate. Everybody wins. And it's not just toy companies playing. Serious brands make gachapon too. Museums release miniature versions of famous artworks. Aquariums make tiny sea creatures. Even luxury and fashion names have gotten in on it. Some designs are just gloriously weird. There have been capsule toys of businessmen slumped asleep, of animals looking mildly disappointed, of tiny objects doing nothing but existing adorably. Weirdness sells. The rarest ones become treasures. Certain out-of-print figures now sell online for many times their original price. A toy that cost you pocket change can quietly turn into a collector's item. For visitors, a gachapon shop is basically a happiness trap. You walk in for one twist, you walk out an hour later with a bag of tiny cats and no memory of deciding to buy them. But maybe that's the whole point. In a fast, busy, high-pressure country, Gachapon is a pocket-sized dose of pure, silly delight. A tiny surprise you can afford any day. There's real science to that little thrill, too. The not knowing, the crank, the reveal. It lights up the brain the same way any good surprise does. It's joy, engineered into a plastic ball. And Japan engineered it beautifully. What started as a coin machine for gum became a national art form, a trading culture, and a billion-dollar industry built on wonder. So next time you see a row of these machines, don't walk past. Drop in a coin, give it a twist, and listen for it. Gotcha. Pawn. Because somewhere in that capsule is a tiny, perfect, ridiculous little thing you never knew you needed. And in Japan, that's exactly the idea. A whole country that decided the smallest surprises are worth the biggest smiles. If that made your day a little brighter, stick around. We've got a new Japan story for you tomorrow.